Well, I guess there is this massive, like, sort of still a cohort of people who are just convinced that COVID is, I don't know, fake, and that they don't need to wear a mask to protect themselves or anybody else. Let's just, what is this? Where's this one from?
The first one here will be from Florida, and it looks like a bunch of people running through a Target, basically trying to free everyone from being sheep.
Hmm.
Take your mask off!
Yeah, take it off!
Fucking idiot.
We're not doing it! Take off your mask! Take it off!
We're not doing it anymore!
Take it off! Take it off! We're not stopping it! Yeah, we got someone! Take it off!
Look at these kids! Let me give you an example! Look at the kids!
Bunch of college kids. That is really sweet. Matt, why don't you Google the wedding that took place in Maine? 7 people died from the 65 because 65 guests went there and they got into a church. I think there were hundreds of people who contracted COVID out of that get together, and ultimately 7 of them died. It is a Maine wedding reception now linked to deaths of 7 people who didn't even attend.
Jeez.
What do you like? How long it would take you in the context of that marriage to think about your wedding and know that 7 people died as a function of that reception that you were so adamant about?
I mean, some people almost died at my wedding reception, but that was due to their own bad choices.
That's probably true. Yes. I mean, look, wearing a mask is a pain in the ass. It's creepy. It's uncomfortable. And this is a really crappy time. But there's something so disturbing, and Florida, there was, I saw video footage the other day of a cop going into I don't think this was like an off-campus housing. And there was like 3 or 4 guys, college students, sitting on the porch, and they had like 15, 20 people in their house. It was a big house. I don't know if it was a frat, but it sort of like had that quality about it. So the cop's like, look, guys, you're not supposed to do this. And you're supposed to, 10 people is the max. And the kid's like, oh, I'm sorry. And the cop says, give me your ID. I'm going to run it. He comes back out of the car, and the cop says, do you have COVID? Because it's coming up that you have COVID. And he says, oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I tested positive. And the cop's like, you're supposed to be quarantining. He's like, well, I'm not leaving the house. And the cop's like, but there's 25 people that you've brought over into the house. What's the story with those guys sitting on the porch? Oh, they all have it too. And what about the 10 or 15 people that are in the house? And the cop is just like, he doesn't even know how to react to this. This level of like, I don't know if you could call it stupidity, or just like this ignorance and this sort of just fundamental lack of understanding that we are connected as people. And I think that is what's really dangerous about those people walking down that aisle in Target. I don't know if somebody's going to catch COVID there, but it is basically just a way of saying, like, we don't care. Like, we're not willing to do anything for the sake of the community, for the sake of people we don't know. Like, we're so totally just islands unto ourselves that literally we can't even pass germs.
Well, do you think those people think that it's real? Because if they think it's not real, then it's a whole different calculation.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know how you would come to the conclusion that it's not real. 200,000 people have died. Now, I guess maybe you could say that's not real. I don't know how people say that the earth is flat. I mean, look, I don't know. Do I know that the earth is round? Can I like say like, look, I can show you the certain, I can show you the bent. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's been a substantial amount of scientific consensus that the world is round. And so that's what I buy into. But I can't, and I do that. I buy into that consensus because like I have a certain amount of faith in, broadly society and humanity. And I think these people don't. And it's, but at the same time, they're going to enjoy all the benefits of society. They're going to enjoy it as they march down that hallway in Target or whatever it is. I mean, it really is stunning.
We have another one with a woman from Calgary at a fabric store, and Zia Tong, a Canadian journalist, says she is a QAnon for her social media post. If you want to
Let's
watch
be
that
clear.
one.
There's QAnon in Canada.
Ah.
Yeah,
it's in Germany too.
Let me just say this to Canada right now. If there's any Canadians listening, and this is the trade I will make. I'm going to give you this piece of advice. Piece of advice is build a wall. Build a wall. And what I want in return, sponsor me for, at least like some type of permanent residency, just as an option. Build a wall, put a little bit of like a hole in it, due north of where I am now, and I will meet you there when I send out a signal.
Well, it sounds like it's too late.
Too late. Well, it could be too late.
It's spreading. It's already spread to Canada.
Oh God.
Here she is.
Here because I'm sick and tired of your second rules. All right, sweetheart. We don't like to.
Do you think I want to wear?
Yes,
a
I do.
mask?
Yes,
I do not want to
You
wear.
are
a mask. I have to wear
just like the rest of them.
Why
Why don't you
but
people
you need to
educate
leave.
yourselves?
You need to.
How am I
leave
doing?
now.
Am I pretty cute?
You're really close. To
Are
me.
you afraid? You should run away.
I don't like.
But
how
you
close
have
you
your
are.
super mask on.
I'm trying to protect you.
I don't need protection from you.
Oh, you just touched me. I
Oh,
really wish you
no! I touched you.
hadn't.
I'm gonna get COVID.
No, you're probably going to give it to me. Are you going to leave?
Look at you.
Are you
What
gonna
a
leave the store?
shame. Are you gonna leave the store? Are you gonna leave the store? Are you
very
gonna leave the
rude
store?
and aggressive to
Do
another
you
customer.
know-
Would you please leave?
I'm aggressive?
Would you
I
please
came,
leave?
okay, maybe. No. The
Would
thing
you
I wanted to
please
say,
leave?
which you wouldn't let me say, you won't see my face, right? If I ever come back here again, and this thing
Please
is
come
proving to be
back.
a hoax, I want an apology from each and every one of you. See. Educate yourselves.
Until somebody knows sick, and then you will see how much.
Nobody is sick, sweetheart.
Go for it.
Educate yourself.
Please leave.
Go online.
Please leave
and
now.
read and learn. You all win. You all win.
You know what I would have done if I was working at that store? I mean, this is why I can't work at a retail outlet, particularly in this time. I would have said goodbye. Goodbye.
just bad or
Bye. Bye. You just like thinking like you're sheep, you're wearing masks, you're being completely like subjugated. It is, around my neighborhood in Brooklyn, the mask wearing is and up in the country too. In the county I'm in, there are, I think today, 0 new cases. I think there's been 0 new cases for days. Maybe over the past like 2 weeks, there's been 3 new cases out of like a county of 60,000 people. But everybody wears masks. I mean, when you're out like outside in the country and you're distanced, people are not, and they're working or something like that. But for the most part, everybody's wearing masks because there's this understanding of like, I might not need this mask right in this instance, but I can't tell which instances I'm going to need the mask. And until we are really clear of this, this is what's going to prevent a resurgence. And the idea that that's like being like a sheep, as opposed to sort of like concern for the broader community, is so disturbing. Like that lady is out of her mind. Because even if what she says is true, right? Even if like, fine, she wants to believe, like, look, I've had the opportunity to really search this online. And I mean, like, I just like compare it to like during the Bush years. I would go to dinner parties and people who would have, who were people who were, simpatico politically, and they would have no idea about what was going on with the Bush administration. They didn't want to know. They really didn't want to know. And the idea that I would have gotten, I'm going like, you sheep, like just like being such an a-hole about it. If she wants to be the keeper of the secret information that she doesn't need to wear a mask in these stores, how about this? Just wear the mask and then take it off when you get out and just be like, society, can you get over these people? I can't believe it. It's just like, why be such like an a-hole unless you're really out of your freaking rocker? And in that case, like, we have a lot of those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are certain social codes that, I got to be kind of nuts to break, whether you respect them or not. And then when you see someone else breaking them on the subway or whatever, you just hope that another crazy person comes along to defeat them.
It's disturbing. It's really disturbing. I mean,
and there's definitely a double standard too. Like, I hate smug liberals, and I don't think that's helping our side at all. But it does strike me as odd that conservatives can be as smug as they want, and that doesn't seem to be a problem for anyone.